Yeah, thanks, Paul. Thanks, everyone, for being here today. Let's talk about our players of the week. Last week, Matt Frazier on offense had a great game, probably his best game since he's been back. Really consistent, really physical. I'm just going to need him to continue to come on. We didn't have a big playmaker offensively. Defensively, it was Jalen Prater. Was very active, pretty darn good at the point of attack. Probably our highest grade at the point of attack, where we weren't very consistent, especially in the second half defensively. Big playmaker was Travion Henry. That interception was huge. Gave us a chance to get back in the game. Kick game-wise, Stephen Buckley was our player of the week. He starts on all 4 teams. He's very active. There were no big plays in the kick game, but on either side. But he was very, very consistent. A couple guys that do a great job every week in practice are our practice players of the week. James Prather on offense, Tommy Odell on defense, and Josh Roberts defensively. So those 3 guys will make the trip to Lincoln with us here this weekend. Great respect for Mike Riley. I've known Mike for a number of years. We sit on the AFCA, the American Football Coaches Association Board of Trustees together when he was at Oregon State. Now, obviously, at Nebraska, he's moved over. So now we've got 2 Big Ten reps and known Mike for a number of years. Great respect for him as a person. Obviously, you watch his team on tape. They've had some heartbreaking losses. I know how that feels, so I feel for them. But you watch the way that they've persevered. Anytime you're in a first year with a new staff, there's a lot of new, and you can see that they're starting to take over the identity of what they're trying to do in all 3 phases. Going to one of the great college environments and great cathedrals of college football, the Memorial Stadium in Lincoln. Great place to play, just outstanding fans. I think it'll be their 345th straight sellout there in Lincoln, so it'll be a great atmosphere. Going to need to have a great week and put it together and go out and play consistently. When we've done it, we've won 5 games. When we haven't, we've been on the short end. But we've played a competitive group, it seems like every week, as far as our opponent. 4 top 20 teams, and we're 2-2, which isn't good enough. So a lot of work to do. Our guys will get right at it today and get going on a practice field tomorrow. So with that, how about some questions, please?
Fitz, were the issues that you saw on the tape from the Michigan game similar to the ones that you saw from the Iowa game this weekend, or were they different problems popping up?
What in specific?
Just in terms of offensive efficiency, I guess.
Yeah, from early on offensively, we had some plays out there that we just didn't. We had one-man breakdowns. First play of the game, we got everybody blocked, but the end at the point of attack. We had issues such as that. But then I thought we responded pretty well and moved the ball fairly decent in the second quarter. Obviously, it would have been great to get a touchdown in the second time we were in a red zone, which I think that makes it a different type of game at 16-14 instead of 16-10. And then, the turnovers in the second half, we give up 2 possessions, both end up being points, and they get 13 points off of turnovers, which ended up being deadly. We're chasing 3 scores, most of the game, which we're putting ourselves in a tough situation defensively when we're on the field as long as we were. So we've got to play cleaner together. All 3, we got to obviously take care of the ball better and get the ball back. I mean, we had an interception we dropped. We had the ball on the ground. When they fumbled it, we didn't get it. The kickoff play that we're right there to get, and then there was another play that we were close to getting a turnover. I mean, we had 4 more opportunities to create turnovers, and that probably changes that game. So we're, 2 turnovers caused in the last 2 games, which aren't enough, or 1 turnover, I think, and then we've given up too many. So the turnover ratio, we gotta get that fixed real fast.
Coach, this is the 3rd season in a row you've hit a bit of a rough patch here in the middle part of the season. What is it about this part of the season that's presented such a challenge for you?
Well, our guys go to class. You got midterms right now? Yeah, so do my guys. So I'm not making any excuses for it. We got to be better at handling our business. I mean, that's what we've talked about. I can't talk about it anymore. I can't tell our guys not to go to class. That's not the way it works around here, right? So we got to handle our business. We got to be better Monday through Thursday. We got to be better Monday through Thursday, so that way we can be more efficient on Saturday. So no excuses. That's what we've talked about. And we got one more big game this weekend, and get out of the month 2-2 would not be ideal, but we finish it on a positive note and get to the bye week, feeling better about ourselves. So we got a lot of work to do this week.
Coach, it seemed like a lot of the yards that Iowa got in the running game were on those outside stretch plays, usually to the left. What went wrong at the second level that you couldn't stop those plays up?
Yeah, our defensive ends had a couple of chances to get off blocks and make plays. They cracked our safeties and our corners, missed tackles. Very specifically. Yeah, you bet.
Pat, have you seen much of a difference between the way Clayton has been practicing in the way he's played on Saturday the past 2 weeks?
No, I think he's been practicing okay. No, I don't think so. I think the turnover that he had at Michigan, it goes on him, but that wasn't his fault. That pick, the pick six, that's not him. The ball goes through our receiver's hands, and their kid makes a great play, right? The throw on Saturday, it's got to be higher. It's got to be more outside early. That's got to be better there. And then the time that they brought the mic, and we should be running a lookie, but he should avoid that pressure and throw it away. So 2 tough turnovers, but he's 5-2 as a redshirt freshman, first year starting. So he's just got to keep getting better.
Coach, when you talk about getting the guys playing the way they were the first 5 weeks, is that more of a physical thing that they're doing on the field, or is it a mental thing at this point too?
Yeah, I think it's a combination of both. I think like everybody in the country, everybody's beat up. It's a battle of attrition, mentally and physically. It's a grind. We got to handle our business. We got to take care of what we need to take care of during the week, and come fresh mentally, fresh physically, which we try to do from the way that we practice. There's no reason why we don't feel fresh, and we should every Saturday from a standpoint of preparation. And then got to go make plays. I watched Michigan State throw some miraculous schematic plays against Michigan on Saturday night. They were 50-50 jump balls, and dudes just out making plays, and it's kind of what football is a little bit right now. Guys got to make plays, and we've been void of that a little bit the last 2 weeks. The guys know that. So I want to see them have fun. I want to see them play with passion and cut it loose, play physical, play with technique, play consistently, and make plays. When we've done that, we've won 5 games. So need to see us get back to that.
Pat, you had a lot of drop balls on Saturday, kind of uncharacteristic. Anything you can put your finger on?
Yeah, Dave, I think it's just guys trying to make too much out of just a simple pitch and catch. We do a drill called circle drill. We probably throw the ball in that type of a setting 100 times a day at a minimum, and guys just not seeing the ball into the tuck and trying to go run after the ball touches their hands instead of securing the catch. And that's, when you're trying to get some rhythm going and trying to get some continuity and consistency, and you got a young quarterback, that sure doesn't help him a whole lot. But I like the way some of the guys responded, and I thought that if we can build upon the way that there was some of that response, then I think we can get more consistent play offensively.
Coach, you had a lot of changes on your offensive line last week, moving Mogus inside, Hans at tackle, and Frazier moving over to right guard. Is that something that's hard to do during the season, to have the continuity up front?
Well, we got to play consistently, right? And so we're trying to get the best 5 out there every rep. And, with Shane not being available on Saturday, that was our decision. That we felt like that was the best move, for the offensive line. So, again, I didn't see a whole lot of issues protection-wise. We're down 3 scores. We got to go 2-minute mode from basically, 6 minutes left in the third quarter and on, and didn't see a lot of protection issues that were issues with the O-line.
With Coach Riley in Nebraska, are you seeing on tape growing pains from him being there in his first year, or is their record just kind of a reflection of those wacky losses there at the end of
games? I think it's a direct reflection of just wacky endings, heartbreaking endings. But what's impressive is those guys have stuck together. And, they went on the road and I think beat a very good Minnesota team last week, that was really, really impressive. So, they look great on tape. They got playmakers all over the place offensively, defensively. They're very stout. They play a quarter scheme, which has got a lot of man concepts within it. And, Pearsonell is one of the best return men on the planet. So, our guys, we'll have our hands full as we pop on the tape and watch them. They're a very good football team.
What are the biggest differences between Bo Pelini, Nebraska, and Mike Riley, Nebraska? Because it's basically the same personnel, but obviously with a different coach. What do they do that's a little bit of a change-up?
Yeah, there's schematic differences. I think with any coaches, there's schematic differences. Specifically, they're still in the gun a lot. They're still doing a lot of quarterback run plays, a lot of fly sweeps, a lot of similarities that way. The offensive skill is outstanding like it was last year. And up front, they're physical and they're tough. Defensively, different coverage concept, played a little bit more matchup, basically cover zero or quarters match that we would call it a year ago. But now they're just playing more of a true quarters concept. Very stout up front, outstanding up front. They suffocate the run. They do a great job. And then their guys on in the back half, they've gotten a couple of explosive plays against them early, but they've definitely played very, very well as the season's gone along, I think.
How much will the experience for Clayton of having played the Michigan game help you going into this game, into that kind of environment?
Yeah, I think it'll help Dave from a standpoint of he's been there and he's done it, but it'll be a totally different environment. I mean, Memorial Stadium is a special place, and not that the Big House isn't, but it's just a different noise level in Lincoln. Those fans are great. They're passionate. It's like I said, it's one of those great environments that are very, very difficult to play in. I mean, they've got, like I said, 345 straight sellouts. I mean, I don't know if that's unheard of in college football. I mean, it's special, and it's a special fan base. There's no doubt about that. So it'll be a great challenge.
What was the attitude of the leadership council this morning, and what was your message to it?
Yeah, my message to the guys was explain to me where we're at and where do we need to go, and they talked to me about some things that they had visited with the team about, and guys just got to go out and make plays and make things happen, and take the play that we're having in practice onto the game field and be the team that we were for the first 5 weeks. Not perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but we found ways to win, found ways to make plays. And I think they were very focused and going to work hard to get the attitude in the right spot, get ready to get back on the practice field tomorrow.
Coach, with all the defenses in this conference, I mean, it seems like everybody almost is up in the top part of the country there. I mean, how important is it or how hard is it rather to get Justin going and the running game going against all these great defenses?
Well, it's really hard when you've got to get into a 2-minute mode when you're down 3 scores. I mean, that again, I think skews the last 2 games. Weren't really able to get anything going early against Michigan, and then on Saturday, we were able to get some run going, and then all of a sudden, we come back out 2 series later and we're down 3 scores. So tough to have a ton of balance there, but we've got to get our run game going. When we've been consistent running the ball, we've been pretty successful as an offense. So definitely got to get them back going. There's no doubt about that.
Obviously, without going into any specifics, but do you guys have any idea kind of where the injury situation is going to be by the end of this week?
Yeah, who specifically?
Carr.
I'd put him as day-to-day right now. Yeah. Anybody else? Okay. Yep. I'll put him as day-to-day.
Anything else for Coach? All right.
Thanks, guys. Have a wonderful day. Go Cats.